all the way
Esto reservation.
from there on up.
So again, so Pablo is right, and so let me just clarify this for everybody, that Pablo is right, it's a straight line from the marker at on the trail up to the ridge.
Second peak.
The challenge is that the trail actually cuts across that straight line for a little while down at the bottom.
At the very bottom, but other than that, it goes on to.
No, I know, but the point is that it probably does cross back and forth through Pueblo land for.
Maybe for about 100 or 200 feet.
That's
Right.
the first, yeah.
And
I
so,
suggested earlier that we make the trail by the temporal ditch.
Behind
Up
that
there, make a trail through there.
and so
But the other problem, Pablo, is when I parking is on Pueblo land again.
and so again, let's clarify just a couple of
That,
things
that
here.
could be remedied higher up, there could be parking, just taking down some of that.
Yeah.
There.
But you're saying after the temporary ditch or something?
Yeah,
On
on
the
the
road.
first gate,
On
make
the
a
road.
park in there.
Yeah, and they'd have to come back.
Make the
No,
trail
but
along the
even,
way.
even sooner than that.
But that's private land right there.
Yeah, private land.
And so let me clarify just a couple things, because I think this is really important. One, so all of this conversation is great, and we actually need more people to participate in a committee to work on these issues. So we can discuss these at meetings, which is useful, but the board meetings are for conducting board business. And for, like, again, a board meeting should last maybe 45 minutes if we were able to operate efficiently. But we do need people, like, again, Pablo, Joe, Tomas, others, Stella, who are willing to talk about what can be done in these issues and come up with ideas. And then those can be presented to the board, and the board can vote and approve it, and it can go on. But we need people who are willing to discuss that. The second is, I just want to make really clear here, is that what Arnold said is that there's nothing preventing us from collecting at the other entrances to El Salto without any question. And so as Norbert mentioned, is that he's already worked on boxes, that are collection boxes that are going to be placed up there. We have improved signs that are on the gates, which identify a phone number, which we now have an official El Salto Association phone number. There's no private numbers. So the El Salto Association phone number is assigned to Arnold as the warden, and then to Norbert. It rings through to both of them. So it has that, and plus we're getting new signs to accompany the collection boxes that will say how to drop basically the cost and how to drop the contributions. But we're also then collecting money by mobile app, so people can also pay by their phone. So that'll also make it easier. And we can place those, and we can continue to collect that money at those other entrances, even while we figure out this other stuff. So we're not going to necessarily lose out on all the collections. And again, as Arnold's saying, is that most of the people are going up to the waterfalls.
So what is the fee to go up? What do you put in that collection box? Is it a donation, or is it $3 per person?
$5.
$5? Good thing I read. So
We-
anyway, point of clarification.
We're talking about increasing it to
I
5.
have, well, half a share, whatever, so if I go up, but I take my daughters, I need to pay for them? Is it like your luggage, the first, I
No,
can
so,
bring
and again, we have to clarify what membership is. Membership is not by share. Okay?
We don't know that.
No, we do know that. We don't know whether or not, like, how it's distributed.
Until the
yeah.
declaratory judgment
No,
process.
but membership is not, again, so membership goes to the family members. So individuals and families are considered members. Where there is a restriction, and this is what Joe's talking about, there is a restriction that each share has to be only voted once. But that doesn't mean that one person who is voting is the only member.
Right.
All family members,
Yeah, 'cause that was
all
it.
family members are members of the association.
One person is.
One person gets to vote, but there's also no assigned representative. It's just decided at the meeting. Right, at the meeting, when somebody's gonna cast, each share can only cast one vote. But when it comes to membership, it doesn't matter. You're a member, your children are members, and all members are allowed to participate in the meetings. Okay, so this is all very clear in the bylaws, but when it comes down to voting, Joe's very accurate, it's only one. And then what's being decided in the declaratory judgment process is who owns those particular shares and what portion of those original shares.
Okay, one other thing.
I was just gonna say, but no spouses, right? Like my brother-in-law, my sister passed away, so So her share went to her children, but I was told that her spouse could not be a member. so we
Technically,
left him out.
again, according to the bylaws, spouses can be members, but they cannot pass but then the shares have to pass on to the children. They cannot be passed on to children who are not of the original member.
So then you're saying my brother-in-law could have been?
Your brother-in-law can be a member along with the children.
Cause then I was misinformed and I left him
Right.
out.
What other
And
guy?
my mom too, then she can also then?
Yeah, until,
But she
it's just
could
that the
claim her
shares can then just not be
interest
passed out of the family.
Right.
Now, again, there's the declaratory judgment, which is determining whether or not that can, but according to like the bylaws, in terms of just hereditary passing on, and again, we're not trying to decide, but hereditary passing on, the rules read that spouses can be members, but they cannot then pass their shares on hereditarily
Right.
to individuals who are not blood lineage, who are not descended from the member.
So the spouse could be a
So then
member
we
of
can,
that person's alive, but once he's
No,
gone,
and even when they're dead, but then when it goes off, they can't pass it on, it has to go to the
he
children.
can't assign it to.
Can I give an example? Like up the road, a lot of us women are spouses, okay? When, we need to go up for wood, we depend on our spouses to go up and get wood. And that, I've seen with a lot of our neighbors, that it's the spouses that go up and get the wood, because, I mean, a woman can't do it on her own. So, I thought about that the other day, because, I think that's why they did put this in the bylaw, that the spouses, were included there. And I just thought about the wood, because a lot of wood is being brought down from the mountain.
Okay, I was
I
gonna
didn't
bring,
even know that.
I was gonna bring something up about that. I've been getting calls from people wanting to go in for wood and can't get in because the gates are locked.
Yeah, that happened to me.
That is not me locking it. I talked about it 2 days ago, Emilio keeps locking the gates.
Is there a source that if you don't lock it, they will go in automatically without you knowing and do whatever they need to do?
So-
I mean,
So
that's,
the-
that's,
the- so
that's
the-
just something to take into
So the
consideration.
gates are locked.
But Joey,
Are-
that's fine, I understand that, but when one individual decides to lock it and nobody else has a key, I mean, nobody even knows about it, I mean.
What we're
no.
going to is a
We're
combination
going to a
lock,
combination, yeah.
and basically call Arnold, he'll give you the combination.
There'll be a phone number, the phone number is there, you call, the combination, you'll stay on for 2 weeks, then we'll change it again.
Get it from-
And that way it's not just open for anybody. But that is the problem we're having is, according to Bolivar, Emilio keeps putting locks on there and giving Bolivar an extra key. So they're the only two that I know that have keys to get up there.
Well, if that continues to happen, then the association needs to probably go to district court, file a restraining order on that.
I think that you're absolutely right, take care to alleviate that problem, just put a combination lock, that will take care of it, but there needs to be a lock, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
I think we
again,
need to be
and that's
protected,
taken care of.
but
We
you're
have
absolutely
to-
right, because when I tried to get up there and it's been locked,
Right, and then-
sometimes I've not found the key, there's
So
a
what
place
we're
that they
doing-
put the key, but I am not able to find it.
We didn't have
all
a
the
phone
time.
number up there,
But
Joe,
no.
we have a phone number up there, now there is, so and I'm planning to start locking it, maybe go up there and put it tomorrow.
And again, what Arnold's bringing up again, Joe, is again, if there's a concern with the management of the association, it should be brought to the attention of the appropriate, to the board or to the appropriate authority. So somebody going up and putting a lock on the association land without notifying Arnold that is a concern. If that's a concern, they should let Arnold know. Arnold is the warden, and then Arnold will address that. To go up and unilaterally put a lock on the gate and to then not notify the board and to distribute keys to other persons is not appropriate.
Well, a couple of neighbors of mine, did tell me that the gate was open. They were afraid to go in because they were afraid that the person that has the key to the lock was going to lock them up purposely. So they, with fear, they didn't go in
So
all the way.
again, Arnold has taken care of that, he's put combinations.
So I went up the other day to see how much wood I can get. And, what I did, I had to do, because I had that fear also, I parked my Jeep at the entrance, and then we went in with the truck to get some dry wood, because I was afraid that I was gonna get locked in. And especially with everything that's going on, with members not agreeing, those of us who live up there in El Salto, it's gonna happen to somebody, because somebody viciously is going to lock somebody in, and they're not gonna be able to get out in their vehicle.
There was one guy getting wood out there the other day, so I asked him, I know who he is, I knew who he was, everything, no problem. But I told him, since you're not a member, get a letter from who you are coming to get wood for. He's getting wood for his, mother, father-in-law. But if I know who you are now, other people might not know you and kick you out. Get a letter written by them saying that you're getting the wood for them, who they are. That way, if you're caught up there, somebody don't know you, and you have the letter saying you have permission so-and-so, it makes it easier. And I got told off by Bolivar for that too, so.
And that way you cover yourself, because if somebody questions, well, so-and-so is getting what's there, just like.
Well, see, the thing is,
His grandma.
Joey might go up there and find somebody he doesn't know, but is related to somebody or me,
Yeah.
or, you're gonna throw somebody out not knowing who they are.
Yeah.
So how are we making sure that everybody gets a fair share and just not certain individuals
The only
or?
way to get a fair share is to get up there and get some, nobody's going for it.
Well, that was you're the first time that I've ever heard anybody even say that, so that's actually the first.
So Tomas, again, this is another issue which has been brought up. Again, we need to have the
Yeah,
land stewardship committee talk about that and identify what is it fair. Part of what we're doing is, again, this is part of the new process of trying to address some of these issues. There's now a sign up there which asks any person accessing El Salto to report to the warden before they access.
But,
And then there's also this combination.
What was that again? Say that again?
There's a number asking everybody to report to the warden before they access El Salto.
So you're saying that every member needs to call?
well, you have to
before
go
he can
through
go there?
a combination.
No, that's not, you're violating their rights.
No, it's not, we're not denying it, we're trying to monitor.
You don't need to monitor what
Okay,
a
Joe,
private
Joe.
individual, I'm just saying that what you're saying that's not the right thing to do.
Okay,
I mean,
what-
that would be something, there's nothing wrong with that sign there, but don't lead the member to say Tomas can't go up there unless he asks Arnold that he's going up or letting him know that he's going up. Now, if he's going up to get wood, that's a different story,
Wait,
but if he's just going
No,
up to.
okay, but again, Joe, nobody's trying to restrict anybody's rights. We're trying
Well,
to.
then don't say that.
No, Joe, you're overreacting. This is
No, I'm
just.
not.
You
Yes,
are
he's
supposed
to get the
What is wrong with calling Arnold and just say, hey, Arnold, I'm going up?
I think that's great.
What is wrong with that?
Yeah, he's the warden. Why can't we just call him up and say we're on our way over there?
What is wrong with
That
that?
way we don't get locked in.
Yeah, no, and even if you're hiking up, like, what is wrong with just calling Arnold?
Exactly. He's the warden.
Back in the days, everybody would come in, they get thousands of Christmas trees, they get hundreds of loads of wood.
They pay for
Okay,
those.
So
but-
we're trying
They
to
pay for
prevent
those,
that
yeah.
anymore.
Right, and so
The
maybe we should go
abuse
back to paying
that
for
was
it.
going on for
They
years.
pay for
Okay,
it, I
so
mean, the
all
wood
that-
that's
all
coming
that
out of
stuff-
there should be being paid, Bolivar was collecting from that.
Great, and so that's what we should, and so again, so to this point, before you jumped on this idea of reporting, but let me just stop, again, like, I think that's an overreaction, let's focus on this, which is part of what we're trying to do, Tomas, is that now, we're asking individuals to call Arnold will be able to give them the combination. Whenever that happens, they can basically say, like, we're going up for wood. Arnold is not gonna monitor right now, we're not trying to like restrict anybody, but it allows him to start to get an idea as to, okay, how much are people taking? Not in terms of how much in individuals, but like how many different people are taking? How are these resources, who's actually taking advantage of?
Checks and balances.
So well, let me clarify, because I don't understand then what you're saying. I was trying to say that as an individual just going up there to walk,
Right.
just to walk, they need to call Arnold. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're requesting, and the sign is that.
But there's a difference between walking up there,
But
just
it's-
going
but
up
it-
there,
but it's both.
or going to take a vehicle up there to get something. That's two different things there.
Right,
And I
but we're
can
not
see
making
the
that
difference.
decision, again, I understand that, Joe, but again, honestly, what does it harm you to call Arnold to say, hey, Arnold, I'm going up to El Salto? Right? It saves all of us, it protects all of us, it basically says like.
It's gonna, I'm just saying, you can have it.
It's
there
because
for it
there's
to
always
happen.
been only 7 major families that have
Okay,
had the
Estella,
benefit. I don't care.
we're not
But
talking
this is
about-
how come there's this
But we're
disagreement
not,
about this.
but let's finish,
But
we're not talking
Horacio,
about the
can I
wood.
just say something,
But,
please?
Stella, we're not
Please,
talking about the wood.
Please, let me finish saying something, okay? Okay, it's only been some main families that have been able to go up to El Salto to get Christmas trees, to get wood, and this is how come now that everybody's involved, including these new members here across from me, they wanna know more about El Salto. This is what's sparking up all these questions, why Arnold? Why Arnold? When
Right,
Arnold has
that's,
sit
no,
there
that's
all
why
his
we have,
life.
that's why we have control on this
That's
whole
not-
thing
that's
now.
not-
That's the whole
you know,
idea.
but that's not what
of having
Joe's
call
concerned
Arnold.
with.
And so,
I have a question. I was just, we did go up there a couple of years ago to look at some wood on the line. And, one of the roads really needs to be maintained. It had really bad potholes and everything, and I was afraid we were gonna get stuck. Of course, thank God my brother went with us. But I was just wondering, and I wanted to address that, to see if that could be, maintained, those two roads that are there. One wasn't bad, but the other one was really terrible, the one that goes straight up.
And again, if we've gone through the agenda and the discussion of the land stewardship committee, one of the things we've talked, one of the things that has been identified is that we need to adopt an annual budget for land maintenance and not just do this on a haphazard ad hoc way. If we approve and we actually say the road needs to be graded every year, or there's certain areas that need to be graded, or we need to do certain upkeep, right, we need to fill them, then we can actually budget that, and we can say, okay, there's a budget of $1,500 a year.
that's exactly what we're gonna talk about in the agenda. So that was part of the whole thing, but, you know, it didn't happen,
So Tomasito, another thing about, some people taking more wood than others, right now, a lot of that wood's just rotting out there anyways.
Yeah, and I saw it, it's rotting.
Yeah.
It's rotting.
So people are complaining about not getting their fair share, but they're not going for it, and it's just rotting.
But it's just good for everybody else to know because it's not been a known fact for anybody else that it was open. So it's just
Well, we try
something.
to keep it open, it just hasn't happened. For Christmas trees, people called me wanting to get up there, I never did. They have been locked in.
And again, part of
Once you got their kid, it was only people that got to get trees out.
again, part of the thing with the number is not to regulate who goes up there right now. We're not trying to regulate, we're trying to identify how much is it actually being taken advantage of.
Mhm.
And then for those, again, Stella, you're saying spouses go up, there's families who don't have spouses, there's families who don't, there's elderly, and so if we wanna start to think about how does it get distributed, particularly if it's rotting.
Get it to the rest of the community, older.
Again, this is why we need members to participate in a committee to start to think about these things. We need not just questions, we need people who are actually willing to sit around and talk about how to do this.
So,
I have a recommendation. You should get several locks in case someone, can say who, decides to cut and put their own. Just saying, because you never know.
We do, we have
People-
backup blocks,
Just, yeah.
I'll just volunteer for helping out.
okay.
then maybe, you know, it's not a bad idea. And then the other thing, we might just put cameras there to see who's breaking those too. That's another
Yes.
thing.
One of the other
Yep.
things I'd just like to, before we lose track, we recently, were speaking about putting the boxes up and there was talk of possible vandalism. I'm hoping that, you know, that we are above that, but, one of my thoughts was to have a member, Stella came to mind because we were actually on the subject, that would form like a neighborhood watch committee that would just, and essentially all it would be is watch. Maybe have somebody that would visit the boxes at random hours, and if there is anything out of the ordinary, say, call Warden and say, you know, this box looks like somebody, whatever, you know, did something to it. And it's not gonna be, I don't want them confronting people, nothing, and simply, if you get within eyeshot of the box and it looks fine, you've done what we need done, that's all, you know. If there's something else, you know, we don't wanna put anybody in danger. So that was another thing that was gonna be
So
discussed.
number, just in terms of, can we go back to just some updates? Just to make sure, because we're doing a lot of questions, and I think there's a couple of updates to make people aware.
Feel free.
So one is that, I want everybody to know, again, we do have an accountant in place, Moises is taking care of that.
Do we have an audit?
Yeah, and so the financial review.
That's in the works.
The financial review was initiated, this month. Again, we had not moved forward on it, Edminio had been voting against it. We spoke with the attorney, we spoke with the general counsel, who said that action to oppose the financial review was not legitimate, because.
That was in the stipulated order.
It wasn't a stipulation, right,
It
and so
was.
because.
And I have it all here, I've done a lot of it.
Because Edminio had.
2015 to
No, but
2000.
a professional audit,
Financial
I guess.
review.
Is
No,
that-
right.
did you
Yeah,
guys
No,
have to-
not check, but it's gonna be in their hands.
Oh, okay,
It's in their hands,
that's what I'm
so-
asking.
Right, and
Just
so
a matter-
to your point, Joe, that it was in the stipulated agreement, and so all of the board members had already agreed to this, so while we were trying to do it as part of regular board business and have us all operate in a business-like order, and Mino was opposing it, but because it was a.
That specific thing?
Yes.
Oh, the whole.
No, the specific thing, he voted against the financial review twice, in 2 different meetings.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and so he voted against the financial review twice, which is why we didn't start it actually in December. We didn't start it in December because he opposed it.
Well, basically,
What was his
we were
reason-
trying to
what was
work
his-
as a
What was his
board.
reasoning for
He
opposing
didn't
it?
give a reason. He didn't give a reason. But again, so the point here is, I'm trying to say is that we went back to the attorney. We got the attorney to basically say, you don't need another vote because all of you agreed to it in the settlement. You all signed and did that. And so
That's right.
basically, we were able to move forward. So Moises and Norbert were able to sign the contract to get that started. So it's actually in the process of moving forward. So those are just the 2 pieces I wanted to do.
So I gotta run. Anybody else?
Just as a new member, I commend you guys, everything I've read from prior board members, there was a lot of shady stuff happening, and, I know you're taking on a lot, clearing out all that stuff, and, you still have one that's lingering here, bringing up, even like going up there and changing locks, and putting his own keys, I hope, we're all here to help, if we could get a board meeting.
Thank you, we have worked really hard, and it's just, it's effortless, it's just so unfortunate that we had to have obstruction. It's just that we cannot move forward with all this, just like even today, I worked so hard for all this stuff, and for what? It just seems like we're not getting anywhere, but, I hope that with the cooperation, the help of the board also, that we can move forward. Just like what Betty had mentioned just even earlier, we're like, yeah, we're so happy to hear that, from members, if nobody speaks out or whatever, we're stuck with this, and I inherited this, if boy, it's just, talking about, things in the past or whatever, I have
What's
I have
our
stuff.
balance?
What?
What's our balance?
The balance right now is 73,436, okay? Since I first started this, just, that's for the last 3-4 months, I've only written out a few checks, for like maybe a total, maybe $1,000 or whatever. The last 3-4 months since the report I gave, that was a couple months ago.
We have been very careful with it.
Oh, yeah, with the finances, whatever, I have hands-on on that, and I have proof, I have receipts, I have this and that. Now, if you saw, just, well, maybe I should get into this, it's just a lot of the stuff that was on the review that you will see eventually, I'm like, wow, you can have a lot of eyebrows would be raised.
One other thing real quick, the trail up to Vicito, I walked it up the other day and cut a lot of trees out. That trail is a mess, it got big for a few years. And now we're not, but we were charging people to use that trail. Somebody's gonna get hurt up there,
Yeah, he's cleared a lot of trails, I've made a couple of payments to him also.
So I don't know if we want, so one thing we're gonna bring up today is trying to get somebody to walk the whole trail to the top and clean it all.
And he's good about that, he's showing pictures and what he's doing after the storm, this and that or whatever, that's something he's really paying attention. And I commend Arnold for that, cause he's done a lot for the,
It's just
Well, guys,
dangerous.
I hope that the June meeting is nothing more.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Let's
worse.
see, Chico, what's up?
I know it's kind of pointless if Emilio's gonna veto again, but do we have an idea when the next meeting possibly could?
Well, we're hoping 30
And
days.
I know you
from now,
guys gotta
yeah.
go, but.
We've gotta do a main meeting to get
We'll
ready.
do
for
a meeting,
June.
and we'll.
And not only that, it's just to see if we can figure out how to get an attorney also for the declaratory judgment too.
So we'll look.
That's the most important right now, and that's what everybody's, chomping at the bit for that.
But we can't just settle for an attorney, we gotta make sure we get the right attorney.
Well, this was the reason I wanted to present this information tonight.
Thank you so much, Mark.
To get started.
You're welcome, thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, man, I don't see you since last week. Nice to meet you.
Been busy, huh?
Trying to,
Oh, I
just got back from Albuquerque. I went to spend 4 days with my 1.5-year-old.
Getting hot.
In Diablita.
Getting hot.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we have 1.5-year-old too, and he is right where he is.
Yes, yeah. It took me 4 hours to clean the whole bedroom, the whole living room. It took 5 minutes to destroy it.
Yeah, they got so much energy that it's amazing. And then my niece had us all, we have a little one.
Good, how are you? How old's the other one?
18 months, 19 months, and 1 month.
Oh, cute.
They should have
There's
What a mess, huh?
I missed everything with the neighbors sitting, so ready for the meeting.